Did you know that the Smithsonian Institute and geneticists from the Western Hemisphere, mainly Western scientists, had a grand scheme to cover up the Negroid, Melanesian, and Australoid people of America? They only had one scientific theory that they believe in when it comes down to peopling the America, and that is the Mongoloid migration. But what if I told you that there were other people here before the Mongoloid migration? Let's go. We're going to this website right here by Oxford. Ancient DNA reconstructs the genetic legacies of pre-contact Puerto Rican communities by these authors right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to scroll down right here to supplementary data. I already downloaded this spreadsheet, so you could just follow along. Now on this website, you will be provided with the samples of the ancient burial remains in Puerto Rico. I already went through the trouble of getting the exact samples that is necessary to prove the claim that Negro people were here in America pre-Columbian time, along with the years and calibrated date. So I already pasted the haplogroups with the years and the calibrated date on the chart. So if you want to cross-reference my work, please do so by going back and forth between my chart and the official website. Ancient mitochondrial DNA analysis insight from data samples. Please read the following below so you may understand exactly what you're looking at. Let's move on to the table. So the following samples that you're about to see is straight from the supplementary data sheet that I have showed you earlier. And the first sample we're looking at is T-1. The mitochondrial haplogroup is L3E2B3. And you already know that is a black woman. And she at least 1,300 years old, approximately 42 years less or 42 years more. So that's the AMS date. Now the calibrated date is at least 700 years ago. So this places her right before pre-Columbian time. So I want to know, Pan-Africans, how did she get here? You tell me. And you can see right here in the notes what I put right here. I said this haplogroup is part of the broader African mitochondrial haplogroup L3. All right, so this is just a bunch of scientific mumbo jumbo. You know, we got to be scientifically sound, but this doesn't place you in Africa, so please don't believe that. I'm just showing you that this haplogroup was here. If our haplogroup didn't come to America until slavery time, then please explain to me how is it here before then. Let's go to the next one. T-266 LO. Ooh, that's very old. LOA1E. At least 1,300 years ago, and the calibrated date is 681. We already know this is Negro descent. What's the next one? T-9 L1CT23A, and her date is at least 1,300 years ago. Again, the calibrated date 700 years ago, pre-Columbian. The next one, EB-2R, and here's another one, L3. The dates are unknown. It's unknown. I wonder why they didn't provide the dates in this supplementary data. Maybe because she may be way older. We know how these people are, but we clearly know where this haplogroup goes to. Now let's go to the next one. The PC-448L1C2A, approximately 1,100 years ago. Calibrated date 800 years ago. Again, a Negro woman. And the next sample, P1-416, haplogroup M6, approximately 980 years ago. And a calibrated date 1,000 years. 1,000 years. Approximately 1,000 years. And we know that is the Eurasians, South Asians. We know who the South Asian is, the Australians, the Melanesians, Pacific Islanders, you know, Negritos, you know, those people, right? Very, very interesting. Now look at all those samples. Look at the years. Pre-Columbian time, pre-slavery. We got over 4 to 5 different Negroid type of people here in America, just in that little section. Now, if that was 4 or 5, you already know there could have been hundreds, there could have been thousands, there could have been millions. But we know how these people are. They like to suppress information and they love to reject. I was highly surprised to see that they was actually being truthful. Maybe not the whole entire truth, but they were being truthful. And you know what? This brings me to another question. What happened to that other skull that was found alongside with Luzia? The Apiuna Skull. You don't know the Apiuna Skull? Let me show you. The Apiuna Skull refers to an ancient human skull found in Brazil's Lagoa Santa Caves, notable for its distinct, almost alien appearance that challenged early theories American settlement, suggesting multiple migration waves from Asia rather than just one, with its features resembling African and Australian populations, prompting forensics reconstructions and ongoing study as a key piece of early American history. We only heard about this study one time, and they just went complete silent, dark, vanished. And we only focused on Luzia, but not the man that was sitting right next to her. Let's read this last article from the National Library of Medicine. This study was last updated in 2005, then it went dark. Let's look at the abstract. National Library of Medicine. Craniomorphology of early Americans from Lagoa Santa, Brazil. Implications of the settlement of the New World. Comparative morphological studies of the earliest human skeletons of the New World have shown that whereas late prehistoric, recent, and present Native Americans tend to exhibit a craniomorphology similar to late and modern Northern Asians. Not ancient, late and modern. Short and wide neurocranial, high orthognathic broad faces, and relatively high and narrow orbits and noses. The earliest South Americans tend to be more similar to present Australian, Melanesians, and sub-Saharan Africans. Whoa. Narrow and long neurocranial, prognatic low faces, and relatively low and broad orbit noses. However, most of the previous studies of early American human remains were based on small cranial samples like the Clovis. Herein, we compare the largest sample of early American skull ever studied. And where was that? In South America. 81 skulls of the Lagoa Santa region, with worldwide data sets representing global morphological variations in humans. South America is the mother. South America is the key. And that's where most Negroes were taken and sent to the Caribbean and sent to North America. A lot of y'all know this story. But continuing on, through 3 different multivariate analysis, the recent obtained from all multivariate analysis confirm a close morphological affinity between South American Paleo-Indians, extinct Australoid Melanesian groups, supporting the hypothesis that 2 distinct biological populations could have colonized the New World in the Pleistocene and Holocene transition. You hear that? So who is the real Paleo-American? Is it the modern Native American, or is it the Australoid Melanesians? You be the judge of that. And who do Black Americans look more like, the Nigerian or the Pacific Island? That's another question that you can answer in the comment section. Did you hear that? Did you hear that clearly? They said America could have been populated by 2 types of group of people: modern Native American, boo, and the ancient Melanesians, Australoid people, the Negroid people, which we know that is the truth. So it says North America barely even had any samples, but South America, they had so many samples. But guess what those samples were leading to? Australoid, Melanesian, Negroid people, not Native Americans. Now, I already brought out Roland B. Dixon. He told you the burial remains in North America pointed straight to the Australoid people in the Proto-Negroid. So we already got that down pat. Okay, so we got all the evidence. There's no denying it. Native Americans and Siberian, we're not gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. But you already know, if you watched my last video, that's a little Easter egg. But yeah, we are those people, and they keep on suppressing this information. They ain't even updated this study ever since 2005. That's crazy. We only heard about this study one time, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, they missed this study. We only know about Luzia, but what about her husband that was right next to her? See you in the next video.